Hello, my name is Dale Wilhite. I'm right now near Panama City, Florida. I'm just hoping here at home for a little bit longer, and I hope I can get out of here soon. Anyhow, if you want to find anything about me, go to MySpace or Facebook. I have accounts there, and I'm also on Twitter. I wanted to ask a question. Why do so many Americans and beyond in other nations of the world support Israel? Well, it's found in Genesis chapter 12, verse 1 through 3. If you have about a minute or so, I'm going to read it to you really fast. And in the third verse of Genesis, of chapter 12, and it's the key verse is right there. Just listen when I get to the third verse. Now the Lord said unto Abraham, Get thee out of the country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will shew thee. And I will make thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be blessed, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and I will curse him that curses thee, and in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. Simply put, there are many of us who believe that verse to me, even though Israel was not a nation then, of course, and the Jewish people were not yet the chosen people, that this was a reference to the coming of the Jewish people, and that God would curse those who curse the Jewish people and persecute them like the Egyptians did. And to be against God's people, we believe it to mean eternal damnation. There are those of us who also believe that to be anti-Semitic, anti-Israel, for America to be, that is, would mean the very beginning of the end of America. It would be our downfall, the one sin that destroys us. That's why. Like it or not, believe it or not, that's what many of us believe. There are those out there who are going to go into arguments, no, it means this, it means that. It's irrelevant. I've already been through all that in my lifetime. I've already heard all the other arguments. I'm just trying to tell you what we believe. Now, there are a lot of Americans who don't know why they support Israel. They have no clue. Some politicians, it's because they believe that the Jewish voter and the Jewish people in America are so strong that if you don't support Israel, then all of a sudden you're going to lose an election. Well, Obama has proven that to be false. The election of Jimmy Carter proved that to be false, because both men do not seem to like Israel very much, or the Jewish people for that matter, even though they have Jews in their administration. But I'm just trying to explain to you why so many of us are very pro-Israel, and that's the reason why. Again, it doesn't matter whether you agree or not. I'm just telling you why, and you just have to take it for what it is. You can argue all you want with, it won't change anything. There's just certain things that some of us believe, and it's nothing you say is going to change it. Because as far as I'm concerned, I've heard all the arguments. I've heard all the other different interpretations. It doesn't stand. There are those who believe, as I do, that again, if we, America, abandon Israel, side with the Arabs, side with the enemies of Israel, and some of them are in the EEC, that will be the beginning of the end of America. That will be the one that God says, okay, that's it. I've had it. Down you go. And we fall, and we may fall very, very hard. We've been a blessed nation, but we're taking that blessing for granted, though it's a right, and we're basically committing self-destruction right now. But the only thing that can save us, as far as I'm concerned, and a lot of Americans believe as I do, is our support for Israel. And that's why a lot of us don't like Obama. That right there is another reason why we do not like this man. And we believe him to possibly be a closet Islamist. And I still think he's a Marxist. If you read his history and the people that hung around with, you'd find out you'd believe the same thing if he had an open mind. But that's why so many of us do not like Obama, and that's why many of us support Israel, is because it's a biblical thing. It's something we believe that will bring our destruction if we abandon Israel. And it's not just to outwardly support Israel, but inwardly. You have to really love Israel from within as well, because God can read every man's heart. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say, and that's basically all there is to it. Take it for what it's worth. Don't waste your time trying to argue, because it would go nowhere. If you don't like Israel, you hate Israel, you want to bash it, go right ahead. That's your prerogative. That's your right. But it changes nothing. There are those of us who believe to abandon Israel means the end of America. And eventually that may be how we go. And eventually we may abandon Israel for oil or to bring peace or what we think would be peace. But it's never going to be peace. Never. Anyhow, I just wanted to add that in there and explain because apparently it doesn't seem like anyone else in the world is going to do it. So I figured I'll just do it myself. And maybe not many people will know this or get this message, but I made it and I've done the best that I can for what I've got to work with. Anyway, thank you for your time and have a good night.